friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. If this is your first time here, I do pick a card readings, typically posted every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And today's pick a card reading is going to be a career and finance pick a card reading, and we have three options. So option number one is going to be the Six of Wands from the Office Tarot. Option number two is going to be the Six of Wands from the Modern Witch Tarot. And option number three is going to be the Six of Wands from the Light Seer's Tarot. This is going to be a reading where I will be doing all of the shuffling on camera, and I am going to use the respective decks. So for pile number one, we're going to use the Office Tarot. For pile number two, we're going to use the Modern Witch Tarot. And for pile number three, we're going to use the Light Seer's Tarot deck. So ask yourself which pile or maybe which deck has a message for you. And it could be decks, it could be piles. And let's talk about what you can expect to hear in this reading. So for this reading, we are going to start off by looking at the current state for your career and current state for your finances. We are going to get into what is the next step when it comes to career. What is the next step into when it comes to finances, right? We're going to look at any challenges that you may be experiencing around career and any challenges around finances. And these could be like practical things. These could also be like belief systems, anything that wants to come through, really. And then we're going to look at your strengths and talents. And this could be as it relates to career, as it relates to what you do for a living, or just in general. And then we are going to look at your future potential in your career. We will end things off with just some advice, like general advice for you. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a quicker reading than what we usually do on the channel, but that's what wanted to come through for this one, and I'm going to honor that. So if this sounds like something that you want to hear more about or something that works for you at this specific point in time, stick around. We're about to get started. If this is where you leave me, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you again soon. But let's get started. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Six of Wands from the Office Tarot. And this one has Pam Beasley with her Dundee. So we are going to be shuffling on camera for this one. I did do a reading breakdown that's going to tell you exactly what you can expect to see answered in this reading. And as a reminder, it's a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. So for this reading, I'm actually debating, do I want to put this? No, I was going to put it back in the deck. We're not going to do that. We're going to leave it out. So we're going to start by looking at the current state of your career. And pile number one, if you picked the Office Tarot, I hope it's because you are an Office fan. And if that's the case, who is your favorite character? I have some thoughts on The Office is one of my favorite shows. Like The Office and The Middle are my top comfort shows. But like, I was kind of team Karen. Like, I love Jim and Pam, like PB&J, sure. But like, Karen would have been a very good option for Jim. And anytime I get a chance to talk about The Office, I have to throw that out there. And I know people hate that, but yeah. Anyways, that's not what we're here for. So we are going to start by looking at the current state for your career. Then we're going to jump into the current state for your finances. And that should help you figure out if this is the right pile for you. Because if this part of the reading doesn't resonate, it's quite possible that, this isn't your pile. So try choosing a different one. But let's take a look at current state for career. And this could be work, career, Queen of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. Okay. All right. Pile number one. Then we have the King of Wands. We have the Lovers. I did a personal reading that had some of these cards, and that's very interesting that they're coming back up. And the Queen of Swords. All right. So pile number 1. Current state for your career. I want to see what's underneath. 10 of Pentacles. Pile number 1. Are you thriving? Is that what this is? Are you thriving right now in your career? Is that what's happening over here? Because you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Lovers, and you have the Queen of Swords the King of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This to me feels like you are thriving, or at the very least, you have a plan and you are on track for that plan. So when it comes to career, with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, followed by the 10 of Pentacles, there is a lot of potential here. There is a lot of abundance here. To me, this feels like you are sitting comfortably right now. Maybe you are not exactly where you want to be, but things are to some degree pretty comfortable. Or at the very least, if things aren't comfortable in your career, you are comfortable when it comes to your plan for the future and when it comes to what you envision and what you are going to create going forward. We have the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is a natural born leader. He is a visionary. He is not afraid to pave his own path. Very similar to the Queen of Wands energy. This is somebody who can be an entrepreneur. This is someone who can kind of do their own thing and break away from expectation, break away from what is typically expected of them. We also have the Lovers card. So one thing that I want to say is I think for some of you, there may be a choice coming up, or there has recently been a choice that you have made. Because when the Lovers comes up, how do I explain this? When the Lovers comes up, it is an opportunity. So when we're talking about the major arcana and the Fool is on his Fool's journey, right? The major arcana is the Fool going through his journey. When he reaches the Lovers card, he has a choice to make. And the choice is, do I continue on the path that I was on, or do I take kind of this side quest and allow myself to experience love and happiness and a relationship, a connection, a soulmate connection? And the Lovers card is a soulmate card, but it's so much more than that because it's a choice that we have. And the soulmate isn't always a person, right? It isn't always a romantic thing. Soulmates can come in many forms, especially when they are in human form. But the Lovers card can absolutely speak to, this is me choosing something that I care about, something that I love, right? Choosing to embark on this, choosing to experience this, and kind of choosing to go down this road instead of something else. We also have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is all about getting down to business, doing what needs to be done, making the choices, seeing things through. It's a very focused energy, and it's an energy that really keeps you kind of on task, if you will. When the Queen of Swords shows up, she is showing up not necessarily because she's operating from the emotional self, but she is in a place that she is bringing in abundance, if you will. And she's bringing in possibility as well. And I think what this is speaking to as far as your current energy when it comes to your career is, for some of you, there's going to be different messages. Take the one that resonates, but the overall energy feels the same. This feels like a group where things are either going according to plan or they're starting to kind of get on track. This feels like a group where things are kind of pretty good, if not great. And it feels like a group where you are creating what you desire, even if you're not at the end goal that you want to be in. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So there is a level of success here. There is a level of just building security and comfort here. And I think for some of you, you could be somebody who has your own business. You could be somebody who is an entrepreneur. You could be somebody who has maybe a career, a job, but then you also do something on the side. This feels like a group that when it comes to career, when it comes to what you want out of your day-to-day life, right? When it comes to job, career, your routine, you are in a place where you know what you want and you are creating it and you are fully focused and you are choosing it, right? And it also feels like you are in a place where things are flowing, things feel good, and it feels like you have been able to make the decisions that are going to get you to either that have already gotten you where you wanted to be that or will get you there. For some of you it could be that you have recently received a promotion. For others of you this could be again the opening of a business or becoming more successful at a business or a side gig, like freelancing and doing well, or a side project that is picking up energy. But we are asking about career. So this feels like something that is bigger than just something that you're dedicating like a day to a week. This feels like something that would be picking up speed. And there is a level of what I am doing is something that I enjoy, and I'm pouring my body, mind, and spirit into what it is that I am doing at this time. And I think that you're in a place, pile number one, that when it comes to career, you are 100% focused. You are focused on, this is what I need to do. This is what I desire. And it feels like this is taking a big part of your energy, a big part of your time, is being kind of dedicated to your career, to your work, and to making sure that you are where you want to be, and that you're going to get the return that you desire. And for some of you, you are already getting that return, right? For some of you, the promotion is already happening. For others of you, the recognition is already happening. For others of you, it's like your business is starting to grow. Your clientele is starting to grow. Your whatever it is that you're doing, there's a level of growth and there's a level of abundance that's coming through here. I want to take a look at current financial state. So when it comes to finances, what's happening here? For my pile number ones, when it comes to finances, what is happening? What's going on when it comes to finances? Let's take a look. When it comes to finances, what do we have here? The Five of Wands. So there's a bit of competition. Maybe you're not exactly where you want to be. Let's take a look at what else is here. The Ace of Pentacles. Pile number one, to me, this feels very positive. This feels like an upcycle, right? The King of Swords. Wow. We've seen the Queen of Wands, we've seen the Queen of Pentacles, we've seen the King of Wands, we've seen the Queen of Swords, and now we're seeing the King of Swords. We also have the Six of Swords. So when it comes to finances, pile number one, whatever is happening in your career has yet to catch up to what is happening with your finances. We have the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck. For those of you where you either have your own business, you have maybe you offer a service, maybe you are a freelancer, whatever you want to call it. For those of you that's the case, or maybe you're launching something new and it's at the beginning stages, there is a level of competition. There is a level of feeling a bit challenged and maybe feeling like you're not exactly where you want to be. And when it comes to finances, this could be playing out as there's competition out there and I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get my bag. I'm trying to make sure that my money is good. But there's a level of, I'm being challenged, right? But one thing that I want to say, pile number one, if that's the case, do not give up. Do not feel like there is no space for you. And that's a very important message. And I think even for those of you where it's not that you have your own business or you're not an entrepreneur, there is that sense of like, don't worry about what other people are doing. Worry about yourself. Focus on yourself, because what you bring to the table is unique to you. There may be someone else that is doing something similar. There may be competition when it comes to a specific job or a promotion, but what you are doing is it's unique to you. What you bring to the table is being brought to you because everything that you are, every experience that you have had has brought you to this point in time where it has allowed you to be this version of yourself. And this is about you trusting yourself. And if you are not looking at what other people are doing and using it as inspiration to push forward, then it's time to block out what everyone else is doing. Now, when it comes to your finances, I want to talk about the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and the Six of Swords, because the Ace of Pentacles is here. This is the beginning of something. There's a brand new beginning. There's an opportunity. There's something coming through. So for those of you that you know what you want to do and you've been applying and you've been interviewing, and maybe what we were talking about up here is you've made the choice and now you have dedicated yourself to what you want to do, just know that there is going to be a payback, right? You're either going to get the job, you're going to get the promotion, it's going to come in. This feels very new. Because it feels very new, it feels like, financially speaking, what is going on in career, the kind of like the upcycle that you're in hasn't fully reached the finances yet, but there's an opportunity here. The Ace of Pentacles is speaking to, there is a new beginning in finances. There's a new opportunity coming in that has an opportunity to bring in more money. Another thing that's currently coming through here is this is the time to be absolutely just unbiased and to look at your finances for what they are. Do you need to create change? Do you need to create a budget? What do you need to do? Because for the current state, this King of Swords is here. So to me, I think this is a group where even if you don't have excess, right? Maybe you don't have everything that you want to have, and maybe you don't have the savings account that you want to have, or maybe things aren't flowing as easily as you would desire for them to flow, especially when it comes to money. There is a level of comfort here, and I do think for this group there is a level of understanding, this is my goal and this is how I'm going to get there. So when it comes to career and finances, there is a plan for this group. And that's really coming through, because we saw the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. So there is a plan. And I think you're in a place where you're being very practical, pragmatic, and very intelligent about your career and finances. And the Six of Swords is speaking to that transformation, that change, right? That transformation in your finances. So wherever it is that you have been, there's a transformation. And I have to say, for this group, it feels very positive. Some of you are doing something in addition to a day-to-day job, in addition to a career. Some of you really are undergoing kind of this entrepreneur mindset or like journey of starting a business. And for those of you that are, this feels very creative. This feels like something that you are very passionate about. Let's take a look at the next step in your career. So what needs to happen next when it comes to your career? And this is just practical next steps for career. Let's take a look at what we have. Ooh, that Five of Wands coming back out, and the Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the King of Cups. Pile number one, for you, when it comes to career and finances, it's very important for this group to do something that is in alignment and to check in, to ground yourself, but also to work with a sense of wonder, right? To keep the dream, to keep the vision, to know exactly what you are working towards and continue to work towards that thing. And to, again, if you're going to look around and you're going to notice what someone else is doing, it's very important that you do it in a way that is going to inspire you, not in a way that is going to try to like tear you down or like comparisons, right? We don't need that. So when it comes to like, this is what so and so's doing and they're doing better than I am, or this is where I should be at this point, or like just focusing on the shoulds or what other people are doing, do not let that be the case, because comparison is where the dream is going to die, right? Because you're worried about what somebody else is doing. If you are looking at what other people are doing and it's fueling you forward, it's inspiring you, keep doing it with some level of recognition that it's best to just focus on what's in front of you and focus on what you are creating. And when it comes to the next steps in your career for work, this is a group where it's, don't worry about what anyone else is doing or what you think is expected. Just worry about the next step. Trust yourself, trust your intuition. You are very intuitive. You are very much in tune with what it is that needs to be done next. And for some of you, there's a limitation that is actually a limiting belief when it comes to your career and what needs to happen next. And this could just be like, the belief that I'm not going to be as good as X, Y, and Z. Or my idea is okay, but it's already been done. And I just want to say, I had this issue when I was starting the YouTube channel, and I had a friend who said to me, when you go down the bread aisle, how many different brands of bread do you see? And I'm like, there's so many of them. I don't know. I have never tried to even count them because it's a whole aisle of bread and they're all different. And what I remember her saying was, well, every brand of bread has their fandom, right? Like they have those people that will buy what they're offering because they like that specific recipe. It's the same thing for you, right? And that helped me out so much because it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. What matters is what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And all I can do is be true to myself. So there is a level of that coming through here where it's focus on what you need to do and look at any beliefs around like, this is a challenge. This is like a limitation. This is going to prevent me from leveling up. And as you look at that, really decide, how am I going to push past this? Because for my pile number ones, some of this feels like a mental block. It feels more mental than physical. And we also have the Knight of Cups here. So with the Knight of Cups being here, this is also speaking to, really following the intuition, being creative, getting creative, and finding ways forward and finding a path forward that is going to be in alignment with what you desire. We have the King of Cups, the Three of Swords. So also pile number one, as you come up with the doubts, right? As you deal with the doubts, as you deal with like this just frustration, because it's going to happen, allowing yourself to feel where you are at, but also not allowing the experiences of the past, the experiences of someone else to color and dictate how you are going to proceed into the future, how you are going to proceed with your next steps. Because the thing is, you have to believe in yourself in order to have the guts to do what you want to do. For some of you, this is about, there's so many different scenarios. For some of you, it's, I'm offering this service, I'm starting this business, or I've started it, I'm now offering it. let me market myself, let me network myself, let me tell people what I've got to offer. For others of you, it's I'm applying for this promotion. I'm putting myself out there for a new position. I'm going out there for my dream job. For others of you, it could be, I already have that. I just got it, but now I'm doubting myself. A lot of this for this group is trusting your intuition, but also having the confidence in yourself and building up that confidence. And guess what? Pile number one, you can go to school for something, you can practice something, but you still need to get comfortable with the practical expression of it, the practical, just doing it day to day. And the thing is, pile number one, you are absolutely ready. You are absolutely ready for wherever it is that you're at, for whatever this next step is. You are ready. It's about trusting that you are ready. Let's take a look at the next steps for finances. And this is just going to be next steps to improve finances. Let's see what we have for my pile number ones. The 9 of Swords. We also have the King of Cups again. I'm shuffling. I promise I'm shuffling. I don't know what's happening here. And the Devil. Pile number 1. This is a group where I think a lot of where you are at is actually a very positive cycle, but I also think it doesn't necessarily always feel that way to you. It could feel very overwhelming. It could feel like you are not getting to where you want to be fast enough, and I think there is a level of self-doubt that's coming through. When it comes to the next practical steps for your finances, there's a level of anxiety here with the 9 of Swords. There's a level of I'm overwhelmed. First and foremost, you have to face the monster. You have to look at it. This could look like, let me look into my bank account. Let me look at, my budget. Let me look at my debt. Whatever that is for you. Instead of having it loom over you, it's time to face it. It's time to go check in with it, look at it, and figure out, where am I at, right? Knowing where you are at is important in order to move forward. I always say that no matter what the subject, no matter what the topic, you have to accept where you are at in order to create change, because you cannot create change if you are in denial. And denial, we've all been there. We've all been in denial at some point. But that's a big thing that's coming through. You cannot be in denial. You cannot avoid it. You have to face it. I want to see what's underneath here. The 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, it could be time to do some sort of budget. It could be time to look at what's going out, what's coming in, what's essential, what is my priority, what do I want? What do I want to prioritize financially at this time? That way you are clear about how you are going to move forward. We also have the Devil card here. So for some of you, take this if it resonates, don't shoot the messenger. Some of you, when it comes to finances, your next step is not only to get clear, but it's also to look at where am I spending in excess, if anywhere, right? That's not going to apply for all of you. But if anywhere, where am I kind of overdoing it? Can I cut back somewhere? Where are my beliefs limiting me when it comes to finances? Do I have a very specific relationship with money? Do I believe that money is the root of all evil? That one is coming through for some of you. If that is a belief that you have, money is just energy. Money is just a tool. What people do with money is absolutely up to them. This is also for this group with this King of Cups being here when it comes to the next steps to improve finances was the actual question that I asked. This King of Cups is talking about, just patience as well. Patience with the process, patience with yourself, especially if you are someone where you have been improving on your relationship to money or on how you spend money. Being patient with yourself is so important as you make any changes that need to be made, and also making sure that you are practicing compassion, that you're being kind to yourself as you are doing some of this hard work. Because I do think with this 9 of Swords and this Devil card being here, there is a level of like, this really is heavy lifting that you are doing to some degree. But I think for the most part, this is a group where you do have a good handle on where you are headed. It's more about like, let me look at it let me see it face to face. Let me see it for what it is. And again, for some of you, there may need to be a budget here. There may need to be like, what if there's more outgoing than incoming, where do I need to make a cut? Where can I sacrifice something if that's possible? And the Knight of Swords is saying also for some of you, there's another creative way to get more income or to get creative about money and what's available to you and how you are going to use what's available to you. Let's look at any challenges around career at this time. So what are the challenges around career at this time? And this could be, like something physical, something mental, something spiritual. What's the challenge when it comes to career for my pile number ones? That Knight of Wands is there. The Page of Wands, very interesting. And the Queen of Wands. Wow. Pile number one, you've basically gotten like most of the kings and queens are showing up for this reading, and I love that for you. So when it comes to any challenges around career, it's very interesting because I think a big challenge for this group is honestly self-sabotage. Because there's a level of like, think about when we started this reading with your current state. You had the King of Wands, you had the Lovers, you had the Queen of Swords with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That is beautiful energy, but I don't think you fully recognize or you fully know and understand your power and the blessings that are available in your life. Like, I think there is a disconnect between what you see and feel and can recognize and the actual energy that you carry and operate under. So I think a big challenge for you in career is self-sabotage, self-doubt, and for some of you, like a level of low self-confidence when it comes to your skill set and what you bring to the table. Because we have the Knight of Wands, the Moon card. There's a lot of doubts here. A lot of this is emotional. A lot of this is very internal. We also have the Page of Wands here. So there are some limiting beliefs. And for some of you, there's also like this doubt when it comes to your creative skills and to what you have to offer. And there can be a level of unfocused energy here, right? Like, I don't know exactly how to focus my energy, or when I'm doing the thing, I kind of scatter around and it's very hard for me to like get from A to B to C. And that can happen if you are neurodivergent. That can also happen if you are just stressed out, if you are doubting your skills, that can happen. But I think self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, and just creative blocks are something that feel like it's a challenge, it's an obstacle in your career at this time, because we also have the Queen of Wands, right? And this is talking about being afraid to take a risk, because the Queen of Wands, she is bold, she's charismatic, she's independent, she's playful, she's inspired, she is that B, if you know what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna say it, I'll be good. But this is about your confidence. This is about your confidence in yourself and what you bring to the table. Because pile number one, if you truly understood what you bring to the table, you would not allow anyone to get in your way. And you wouldn't even allow someone to sit at the table with you unless they've earned it. But there's a level of just not being sure of yourself that comes into play here. Let's look at what are the challenges around finances. So any challenges, obstacles around finances. And we will bring a oracle deck to kind of try to get more information as well. But what are the obstacle challenges around finances for my pile number ones? We have the Hermit, the Five of Swords, bottom of the deck. Let's see what's here. The Emperor. So when it comes to challenges around finances, with the Hermit being here, there's a level of, I think for this group, when it comes to finances, what this is really speaking to, because I want to talk, let's actually back up to the Emperor, because the Emperor is here, and the Emperor usually speaks to the divine masculine. It speaks to power, you know, setting foundations. It can speak to just building an empire, if you will. But when we're talking about like obstacles and we talk about the Emperor, we can talk about a desire for control and being like a little bit overly rigid in the approach. I want to see what's underneath here. Yeah, the Ten of Swords. So for some of you, what this is speaking to when it comes to your like any issues or any challenges around finances is there's almost a level of not putting yourself out there or not fully trying something all the way. It kind of ties into the obstacles around career of like, I think this is a group where I want to play it safe. I don't necessarily want to be seen. I don't know if I'm ready. Like that self-sabotage, that like holding back, kind of playing it small, putting yourself into a box where I think you're ready for more, but you also hold yourself back. And some of that has to do with like self-doubt. And it also feels like there's almost this expectation of like, it's not going to work out or it's going to be very challenging or it's not going to lead me to where I want to be. So I would say pile number one, when it comes to finances, and this message keeps coming through, there's a need to kind of try. It's like take a leap. Let's actually talk about your strengths, talents, and see what comes through. That was a horrible shuffle. I'm trying not to like blow these cards away, the ones on the table. All right, so for my pile number ones, what are the strengths, talents when it comes to career or just general strengths and talents? All right, you two want to come out. I want at least one more. All right, it's going to be this one. Let's see what we have here. The Two of Pentacles. Pile number one, you are someone that can be very good at multitasking. You can be very good at keeping up with a lot. Sometimes just because you can doesn't mean you should, but that's coming through here. The Magician, you are... Pile number one, you have the Magician here. You are the creator. Part of your talent, part of your strength is your ability to create. It's your ability to manifest and having everything that you need to make something a reality, to see something all the way through. That is one of the best cards that you can have as a talent and as a strength, because the Magician has all four elements, right? It has water. All right, let's start there. Water, earth, air, and fire at his disposal. And the Magician is able to create and almost create from a place of like seemingly nothing. We also have the Nine of Cups. Wow. Okay. And we have the Seven of Wands. Part of your strengths, talents is your ability to envision, your ability to know exactly what is meant for you and hold the vision and create, right? It's if you know what you want, if you know what the dream is, what the goal is, what the desire is, then you can create it. And I think for my pile number ones, part of your talent is knowing not only how to create it, but like the step by step. If I do this, this is how I'm going to make it happen. But what I think happens is that you hold yourself back from a place of fear. And I would not be surprised for my pile number ones if there is a level of fear of success. And when we talk about fear of success, I know it can sound like really silly. Like, what are you talking about? Why would I be scared of success? Sometimes the fear of success is so big that we, first of all, don't know that it's happening. But it's also due to the fact that if I have this vision, if I have this desire, and I don't fully give myself a chance to go after it, that means I cannot fail at it. But if I give it my all and I fail at it, then I've lost something. Then I have to deal with that reality. And pile number one, your gift, your talent, your strength is being able to create. It's being able to handle chaos. It's being able to do the hard work and seeing something all the way through. And it's also connecting to your intuition to know what is meant for you. We also have the Seven of Wands as part of your strengths, right? So something else that you have is your ability to deal with challenges. Again, I think this is a group where if you were put in a chaotic situation, you would do extremely well. Your ability to keep things moving, to keep things going, but also your ability to bring in new and innovative ideas and to show up and be vulnerable and connect with others from a place of honesty, authenticity, and vulnerability. This is like unstoppable energy. What's underneath here? Yeah. Part of your strength and your gifts is that some of this stuff you're meant to create, you are meant to experience. It is your karma. And remember, karma is not good or bad. We as humans assign that to karma. Karma is cause and effect. I want to see the future potential. What is the potential here? What is the future potential for my pile number ones? What is the future potential for my pile number ones? I was going to say, what is my future potential? We are not here for that. Pile number one, the Four of Swords. The Eight of Cups. The Seven of Pentacles. And the Two of Swords. Pile number one, for you, your future potential, one, is operating from a place where you aren't burnt out, having time, like creating a life where you have time to take a break and to take a time out and not have to be completely overwhelmed and overworked all the time. There's also a potential for you to feel more confident and more sure about yourself, your decisions, and how you are going to move about in the world, but especially when it comes to your career and finances. Like, especially if you are somebody that you have a lot of like analysis paralysis, or you overthink, overanalyze, and you feel like frozen in place by having to make certain decisions. This is speaking to your potential is living in a place where this is not what you are experiencing, and you are in a place where you can choose for yourself. You can embrace what is right for you without needing permission from anybody else, without needing like that almost like encouragement from anyone else. And this is about you choosing yourself and acting from a place of self-love, and leaving behind stuck energy with the Eight of Cups and the Two of Swords. But we also have the Seven of Pentacles here. So when it comes to your future potential, it is about you receiving all that you have worked so hard for, you getting the harvest of your hard work, and receiving that and living in a place where you can operate from peace, from harmony, and from a place of gratitude. All right. Pile number 1, we are going to do some money, finances, career cards, and we're just going to pull some cards. This portion of the reading, not everything may resonate for all of you, so take this portion especially as it resonates. So that is true for the entire reading since it is a general pick a card reading. But let's take a look. So anything else my pile number 1s need to know? Career, finances, what's going on? What do my pile number 1s need to know? Any additional information? All right, we're going to do, I believe that's 6. Let's see, bottom of the deck, we have legal. You might have to take care of some legal matters related to financial issues. You could receive money from some kind of legal matter. This is a good time to handle any legal matters involving money. I also think this is a group where you are currently in a karmic upcycle where there's a lot that's being returned to you. Some of you, you may have like Cancer in the 10th house. You may have Pisces, Scorpio in the 10th house. You may have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in the 2nd house. Or you could have maybe your moon is in your 2nd or 10th house. That's coming through. For some of you, your North Node is actually in the 2nd, 6th, or 10th house. That's coming through as well. Take that as it resonates. We have luck. Your luck is about to change for the better. You could get a lucky break, some financial breakthrough. Anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. And I know it says very, very prosperous for you. That's been coming through during the reading. We have science. There is something unfolding for you to work with an open mind. Consider careers in science or any job that unravels the mysteries of the universe. Apply a scientific approach to your business or financial problem. And I do think for this group, it's time to see things for what they are, face them head on. That's coming through. We have helper. Avoid giving too much of yourself while neglecting your own needs. Consider careers in customer service or in any field you are able to care for others. Don't fear asking for help or accepting help if someone is willing to give you a hand. We also have arguments. Be on guard with who you deal with in terms of any money-related matters. Make sure everything is in order to avoid monetary problems. There could be some financial disputes. So again, there is a message. Take this if it resonates for some of you to really get in touch and look at things, especially financially, and see where you are at and what is available and where you are going to go from here. We have the rebel. You're a trailblazer meant to see things differently and set a new path for others. This is very King and Queen of Wands. And we saw both of them come through, including the King of Wands as like your current state. Then we have your rebellious spirit makes you a great system buster to teach others a better way. And an old belief about money could be preventing you from getting ahead. Take these as it resonates, but for some of you, pile number 1, really sitting and saying, what is my relationship with money? What are my beliefs around money? And is this true for me today? Could be very helpful. Then we have leadership. It's time to step up into the leadership role in your own life. You can expect to succeed in any leadership positions. Your finances will greatly improve once you accept and step into your power. So pile number 1, also, some of you, I keep getting that, like a promotion or like applying up for something else to the next level. Then we have change. There's change for the better coming your way. Embrace it. Just because you don't see any movement, it doesn't mean nothing is happening. Sometimes to see change, you must be the change. That was very fortune cookie. But pile number 1, I do think, I said this earlier in the reading, I think for some of you, you may not realize how much is shifting for you, and you may not realize how much is already on its way to you. Then we have the people you spend the most time with shape who you are. You had the 5 of Wands come out twice. There it is. So keep in mind, are you around the right types of people? Are you around people that are inspiring you? Or are you around people that are maybe holding you back in some way? Or how do you want to relate to specific people in your life? And that could include like just social media. So keep that in mind. All right, so pile number one, we are going to end this with some advice for you. And this is just going to be cards, and it could be about career, finances. It could be just something completely unrelated. I am hearing the number 2 for this group. So we're going to pull 2 cards from this deck. We are going to end this very, very soon. Time for reconstruction, rebuild. Yeah. And I know that says rebuilt, but it's supposed to be rebuild. You are being given exactly the opportunities and tests that you need. So just know that you are exactly where you are meant to be and find the lesson in your situation. Pile number 1, that is what I have for you. Your affirmation for the week, claim it in the comments. I step into leadership with confidence. I step into leadership with confidence because you have everything that you need, everything that it takes. It's just about owning it, right? Making that choice, saying this is what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. But pile number 1, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. Again, if you watch The Office, share your favorite episode, your favorite character. I always love to talk anything Office. But thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to see you around here soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the Modern Witch Tarot 6 of Wands, and we're going to place that right over there. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown, which is going to tell you what the spread is, what is going to be answered, how we're going to go about it. It is time-stamped below. I highly suggest that you check that out. But for this specific reading, I will be shuffling on camera. And for your pile, we're going to be using the Modern Witch Tarot. And we're going to start by looking at the current state for your career. And then we're going to go from there. So we'll see what happens. And I did say this for pile number 1, so I'm going to repeat it here. But if your current state for the career and current state financially, which is going to be what we answer next, doesn't make sense to what is happening in your own life, then this is probably not your reading. This is probably not your pile, which is okay. Try choosing a different one. And if you don't find a message there, it could just be that this specific reading doesn't have a message for you, which can happen. It happens, and it's okay. So yeah, let's see. For my pile number 2's, what is the current state of my pile number 2's career? All right, let's see what we have here. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. 9 of Cups. Okay. 7 of Cups. Okay. Paint the picture. High Priestess. Okay. Paint the picture. The picture has been painted. Pile number 2. I saw the King of Swords come up, and I kind of felt this level of overthinking. Then I saw the 9 of Cups, and I said, okay, well, maybe they're trying to figure out and like fine tune the dream, the wish, that what they desire, what they envision for their career. Then the 7 of Cups came up, and I said, okay, this is confusion. This is overwhelmed. This feels like you're trying to figure out what the next right step is. So when it comes to your career pile number 2, I feel like this is going to kind of break into 2 separate things, like 2 separate pathways. Like for some of you, it's going to be one thing. For others of you, it's going to be another thing. For some of you, I think where your career is at is that you are trying to figure out what exactly you want to do. So, whether this is you are already established in a career and now you're just trying to figure out if it's the right one for you, or you're figuring out this is no longer what I want to do, and you have like a dream of what you do want to do, of something that feels in alignment with you, of something that feels very good. But there may be some level of like, how do I get there, right? I've invested time and energy. I've invested schooling. I've invested years. I've invested whatever it is into what I am already doing. So this could be like, I went to school, I graduated, now I'm doing this career, and I'm realizing that this is not in alignment with what I want for my life. There is something else. There's a wish, there's a desire that is not this. And it's trying to figure out, do I go after what I want, or do I stay where I'm at? And I think there's a level of soul searching for this group. For others of you, it's actually a very similar situation. But for others of you, this could be more of, I've already decided I'm going to walk away. Now it's me trying to figure out how I am going to go about this thing that I want to do. So again, maybe I've been doing something, maybe my career has been set, but now I know that this is no longer what I want to do. I figured out that what I want is something completely different. So now I'm figuring out, how do I get the certification or the schooling, or what's the pathway to get there? So this feels like a group where there's a level of just trying to figure things out and allow things to unfold. And it also feels like there's a level of confusion, because for some of you, you're not even sure how this is going to fully work. And for others of you, it's like, I don't even know if this can work, right? Or I don't know if this is worth investing in. But I do think there is like a level of underlying, just what is happening for me is no longer working, and I am being called to something else. I am being drawn and pulled to something else that is in alignment with me. Yeah. Okay, underneath the King of Swords, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is the dreamer, right? This is dreamer energy. This is the wish. This is what I want. This is a very just almost idealistic type of outlook of, but what I want is this. Like, for some of you, what you are moving towards, or what you are considering, is something that was something that you may have been very passionate about, even going back to being a kid, or there was like some level of, that's what I've always wanted to do, that's what I've always enjoyed. Like, this could be something creative, like, I've noticed that now I want to like write a book. Or maybe I've noticed that like I now want to invest my time and energy into offering something, or doing something that maybe isn't going to give me the kind of return that I would get if I stay where I'm at, but also would make me feel better, and it would make me feel more satisfied and fulfilled in my life if I do this thing, if I embark on this journey. But the overall energy for your career at this point in time, for your work life, is, there's something that I want, there's something that I desire, but I'm trying to figure out how to go about it. And I can't quite ignore the inner calling. I can't quite ignore how I'm being kind of pulled in, or drawn away from where I am. This almost feels like the whisper is becoming a scream. Like, that sense of, hey, there's something else we need to do, is now becoming, listen, we can't be here. This can't be it. There's got to be something else. So I think for some of you, there's even like an underlying sense of dissatisfaction. But I also think for some of you, especially for those of you that aren't necessarily sure if you do want to kind of make the change, there's almost this like fantasy, like daydreaming of, this is what I envision, but it may still be in the place of like, I'm just thinking about it, I'm daydreaming about it, but I'm not fully ready to commit to it. So I think that's why there's like kind of like a split for this group, where for some of you, you are ready to go, you're ready to do the thing, and nothing is going to stop you. Whereas for others of you, you're kind of still on the fence. You don't know how you would go about it, or you don't know if you want to kind of invest in it and go through it because of the type of change that it would bring. And for anyone here where it's like maybe you're still in school and you're not quite in your career yet, it could be that you're realizing, like, you're in a place where what you're realizing is that what you thought you wanted to do maybe is not what you want to do, and you're trying to explore other options. But this is a group where it feels like exploration and like other things are what's coming up in current career. Like, what would that look like? What would that feel like? How can I embrace that? Let's take a look at your current financial state. So when it comes to finances, what's going on? What is the current financial state for my pile number 2s? Let's see. I'm very curious because the career is pretty interesting. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to kind of translate to finances, because most of the time, I shouldn't say most of the time, but more often than not, in my opinion, career and finances are pretty closely connected. All right, so for my pile number 2s, what is the current state of their finances? What's going on in finances for my pile number 2s? The Ace of Pentacles. The Fool card. Okay, I like it. Love it. The Two of Wands. Yeah, you're being called somewhere else. Pile number 2, the World card. For some of you, you've reached a pinnacle. You've reached like an accomplishment, that you've reached something in your life. And I think this has to do with career, because I think this is also feeding off of the message of career. That like it almost feels like I've reached the point where this is what I was going to do. This is what I was like setting out for. And now that I've reached it, what I'm finding is that it's not satisfying me. Now that I've done the thing, what I'm realizing is that I need something else. So this could even be for some of you, like, this is what I worked hard for. This is what I wanted to accomplish. And now in career, I've done it. In finances, I've done it. And now I'm feeling kind of like, well, what's next? What's coming next? What's going to take the place of this thing that I worked so hard towards, that now I realize is not everything that I thought it was going to be, or maybe it was, but now I just need a different challenge. So take that if it resonates, because it's very specific. As far as finances, let's see, 9 of Wands. Okay. So as far as finances, it's very interesting because the 9 of Wands is underneath here, because we have the Fool card, the 2 of Wands, the World card. As far as finances, I think for some of you, you have capped out. What do I mean by that? You could have a job, you could have a career where maybe you've reached a point where it could be comfortable, it could be enough to get the things done that you need to get done, but maybe it's not giving to you what you want. It's not giving back as much as you want, or as much as you would want to be happy. Like, maybe it's covering the basics, or maybe some of you capped out in the sense of like, you have reached, like, this is the highest we can pay you and you've reached it. Or this is like the highest position, the highest pay grade, pay level that you can attain at this job, at this place of employment. And now that you've reached it, it just feels like, what else is next? That is, I think that's what's happening for some of you, not only in finances, but in career as well. When it comes to your finances, I think we have the Fool card here, right? We have the 2 of Wands. Something is uncomfortable. Something else wants to take its place. You want more. You desire more. Again, with the 2 of Wands being here, I don't think you're in a place where you're necessarily struggling to meet your basic needs, but I also think there's a level of dissatisfaction. But there's also a level of, at least this is comfortable. Is this the right place? Is it the right time for me to take this leap of faith? Because I want more. I've reached some sort of ceiling. I've reached something that feels very restrictive, that I can't seem to grow where I'm at. And this feels very financial, right? We're asking about finances in this portion of the reading. So, financially speaking, I have reached something, some sort of growth, some sort of place where, again, it's comfortable. It's okay. It's doing what it needs to do. It's meeting the basic needs. But there's also this realization that I need more, and I need to improve, or get more, or I need to reach for more. And it feels like in order for me to do that, we have the Fool card and the World card coming out for this portion. In order for me to do that, I need to close a cycle financially, but also I need to close a cycle in my life that is going to allow for me to have better opportunities, because there's a level of, this feels hard. This feels like I'm struggling a bit, right? But again, I feel like for this group, there is a level of struggle for some of you, but the basics are being met. But it's not like I have extra money to travel, or I have extra to do the things that I want to do. It feels very restrictive. And again, this is the planning stage. This is the butterflies are here. This is the transformation. This is where now I am thinking about what I want and what else is out there for me, so that I can explore and I can get to the next level, because I've maxed out somewhere. I've reached the highest point, or I've reached the point where I am ready for more. Let's take a look at what the next steps are for my pile number 2s in your career. So this is like, practically speaking, what's next when it comes to career. Let's take a look, and then we're going to look at what's next when it comes to finances as well. So what is next? What are the next steps when it comes to my pile number 2's career? What needs to happen next? There we go. And bottom of the deck, the 4 of Cups. Pile number 2, there's a level of dissatisfaction. There's a level of frustration and just like apathy for some of you that you have reached in your career. You have to get out of that. You have to become an active participant. And I also think for some of you, I haven't looked at these cards yet, but this is coming through, so I'm going to give you the message. For some of you, a choice needs to be made. And as you are listening to this, I'm not telling you what choice you have to make or you can make, but what's coming through is a choice it has to be made. And I just want to say, sometimes choosing not to make a choice right away until you have more information is the choice. It's valid, right? But it's kind of giving yourself the empowerment to say, this is what I'm going to choose for myself. 8 of Pentacles. Some of you are going back to school. The 9 of Wands. And what do we have? The 3 of Cups. So next steps for you, pile number 2, when it comes to your career. Some of you, there's something about like learning something, expanding your knowledge. So for some of you, it could be that you will be going back to school. You will be taking a training. You will be learning something else. This is about like mastering a skill. So this could be like, I'm going to take a certificate, or I'm going to like expand my skill set in some way. For some of you, again, it could be like traditional school where you're working towards a degree, a certificate, some sort of program. It could be something less official where you're kind of just learning about something else. Take that as it resonates. You'll know if it's for you. But also, if this is not about like actual schooling or taking a class or a workshop or getting certified, getting a degree, whatever it is, this is also speaking to your next steps is to move with intention and to focus your intention on what you want more of. So what does that mean? What is the dream? What is the wish? What is the choice, right? What are you going to choose? You have 7 cups in your career. Which one are you choosing? Which one are you going to choose to explore more of? Once you've chosen that cup, practically speaking, what is step number 1, what is step number 2, so that you are doing something to get to where you want to be with your chosen cup. Then we have the Nine of Wands. And with the Nine of Wands being here, also we did see the Nine of Wands earlier. Was it underneath the deck, I believe, or as I was shuffling? Underneath the deck. So with the Nine of Wands, this is about don't give up. Don't just throw in the towel. Don't feel like this is all that there is and I just have to live and exist with what is currently happening. This is a big message coming through. This is about you finding motivation. So for this group, it's find the motivation to choose the cup that you want and fully commit to that cup. Don't lay around. Don't feel like, again, it's not going to happen for me. I can't do this. Don't like talk down on yourself. Find the motivation and then step by step, one step at a time. And with the Three of Cups being here, don't be afraid to reach out to people that you know, especially like previous colleagues or somebody that you may have known from like school or somebody that you may know that could help you like network and connect with people and opportunities. And this could even be like maybe your dream, your desire is to be, I don't know, a therapist, and you know somebody who's a therapist. Like maybe you go and you reach out to that person and you say, can we meet up for coffee? Can we go for a walk? Can I just text you? Can I call you? Like finding that support and realizing that you don't have to do it on your own and you don't have to figure it out on your own. This could even be like a school advisor, right? Like this is what I want to do, especially if you are in school and you're just trying to change like your major, or even if you're not, right? Like finding someone and saying like, this is what I have. This is my goal. How do I bridge this gap? All right, pile number 2, let's talk about what are the next steps with finances? And this could be to improve finances. So what are the next steps for my pile number 2s to improve finances? I actually want to cut the deck one more time. Sorry, pile number 2. These cards are very thick, so they can be very hard to shuffle. And I love the deck, but the shuffling is just, it kills me. All right, the next step to improve finances for my pile number 2s, it's this one up here. Let's take a look. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Cups. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. The Ace of Wands. Yeah, you gotta take the chance. Follow the inspiration. The Strength card. And the 10 of Swords. So in order to improve finances, this is a message that kind of keeps coming throughout this reading, not only for you, but for other piles as well. Part of what's coming through is you gotta face whatever it is, right? You gotta come to terms with wherever it is that you are at financially. And I've said this before, but you can only create change when you accept where you are at. If you are in denial about where you are at or what is happening for you, it can be very hard to create a change, right? Because if I'm not really here, if I can't accept where I'm really at, how can I give myself the opportunity to say, I'm going to choose different and I'm going to create different and I'm going to be different? So with the 10 of Swords being here and the Strength card being here, having the courage to look at what is currently happening and face it and accept it for what it is, especially when it comes to finances. And the 10 of Swords really says, the good thing about the 10 of Swords is that the only way to go from here is up. This is going to be a very specific message, but if somebody here has like filed for bankruptcy or like you are thinking about it, this is one of those situations where it feels like, you know, it may feel like this is rock bottom and it is a big change, but the only way to go from here is up. And I am not a financial advisor. I cannot give you any advice about any of that, but I'm mentioning it because it's coming through. For others of you, this 10 of Swords is about healing, right? Healing the finances, healing your relationship to money and to finances and to how you interact with money. And, also offering yourself grace if your finances are in a place where you don't want them to be, instead of being hard on yourself, offering yourself the grace to say, I have learned, I am now expanding, and my understanding is completely different. So I am going to approach this in a completely different way. But the Ace of Wands and this Knight of Cups, I want to see the Page of Swords, follow through on the next steps. Allow yourself to go for it. Allow yourself to do the things that you need to do. And I think for this group, a lot of this is going to be tied to career and work. And I also think for this group, some of you, there could be like a investment that you are thinking about or that you will be learning more about. Take that as it resonates. Again, I am not giving you any sort of financial advice, but this is speaking to exploring the ideas that are coming up for you, because they're coming up for a reason. Let's take a look at any challenges around career at this time. What are the challenges, if any, around career at this time? And this could be like a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever wants to come through. We are going to welcome it in. What are the challenges around career at this time for my pile number 2s? All right, so actually, I'll take 3. I was going to do 2, but we'll take all 3. We have the 2 of Swords. Yeah, a big challenge around career is that stalemate. It's that like analysis paralysis. It's that feeling frozen in time and not knowing what's coming next and what to do. That's a big one. It's been coming through. It's being confirmed there. The 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety here. And the Emperor card. So pile number 2, when it comes to the obstacles, right? We're talking about like just obstacles or challenges around career. This is like confusion, right? There's angst here. There's confusion. There's feeling like overwhelmed. It's almost like I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place. I don't know what to do. I don't know what path to take. And there's almost like a fear of making a choice or a fear of committing to one path. We did have that 7 of Cups there. And that is, what do I choose? What do I pick? What do I stick with? We have the 9 of Pentacles here as well. So this one is speaking to you want to be successful. And I also think that there's almost this level of, am I going to find something that is good enough? Am I going to find something that is going to provide me the independence, the financial independence, and the joy and fulfillment that I'm looking for? So I think part of the challenge is maybe not being sure how this can unfold and how this can work for you. And I also think that there may be some attachments to having to do a specific type of work or having to have a specific type of career that is going to make you appear, or that is going to make you acceptable to someone. This could be like a family member. This could be like society. This could be culture. Take it as it resonates. But I think for some of you, part of what holds you back is the expectation. And it could be an expectation that you have placed on yourself about, this is what my career needs to be. This is how it needs to look. But also I'm realizing that maybe this isn't the right path for me. So again, like, what's the choice? What do I do? Because it feels like, and we have the 9 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. And what do we need? The 9 of Wands. Did we have the 9 of Wands? No, we did not. But we have actually, yes, we did, right? Whew, pile number 2, you have all 4 9s on the table. You are right at like the end of a cycle where it may not even seem like it's close, but like you are like right at the end of a cycle where there's a new cycle ready to begin for you. And the 9 can be a heavy energy to carry. Like the number 9, especially like life path number 9, but just like the number 9 carries a level of heaviness to it because in numerology, the number 9 carries all of the energies of all the numbers 1 through 9. So, and I'm a life path number 9, so I know this because I've been there. But like the life path number 9 has to deal with like lessons from all the other life paths as well. Um for some of you this is consuming, right? This is like all consuming at this point where it feels very heavy. But I also think part of the challenge around career is fearful thinking and just like worst case scenario, and like this thinking of the worst case scenario and thinking that that is exactly what is going to happen and how it's going to unfold. And with the Emperor card being here, right? I think there's a level of, again, 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor, to me is speaking to like, I had this idea, I had this expectation, and this is what it needs to look like. Or somebody has this idea or expectation for me. And I've either accepted it as truth or it's something that I am still carrying to some degree. Take that as it resonates. And for some of you, and this is completely valid, by the way, for some of you, what is holding you back and what's challenging you in your career is if you've invested time and energy to be in a specific career and to show up and you know you've reached a point of success, it can be very hard and very scary to walk away from that. And that's completely valid. And that's part of what's coming through here as well. But let's take a look at what are the challenges around finances at this point in time. So, what are the challenges around finances? What's going on with finances? What are the challenges here? Anything that you need to know for finances? Or my pile number 2s. All right, let's take a look. Bottom of the deck, the 6 of Pentacles. We also have the 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, and we have the 2 of Pentacles as far as challenges around finances at this time. So, pile number 2, we have the 6 of Pentacles here. Be careful. This could talk about like more going out than coming in. This could talk about like one way energy, like things aren't flowing, things aren't really like, again, that like more is going out than what is coming in. And it can also speak to like just overspending or, you know, having a budget that isn't working for your current finances. Or this could also speak to just like an imbalance in finances and in how finances are being distributed in some way. So, you know, it could be time to look at like, do I have any subscriptions that I can let go of? What's going on? We also have the 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles can absolutely speak to financial loss. So actually, that could be a something that's happening here for maybe 1 or 2 of you. It could be like maybe you did invest your time and energy into a company, into a career, and part of the reason like you're trying to figure out what's next is because that was kind of pulled from underneath you. But the 10 of Pentacles, when it comes to a challenge, it can speak to just like financial loss. So, you know, maybe having to, maybe something came up, like a vet bill. Been there, done that. Or maybe like something had to be fixed or something had to be replaced. And that kind of put you in a financial cycle that is not balanced, that is not working. But the 10 of Pentacles is also coming here to say, you know, what is your relationship and your energy when it comes to money and wealth? What are your beliefs around money and wealth? And are they working for you? Are they are they in alignment with who you are? We have the 6 of cups. So there is this energy with the 6 of cups being here of lamenting something, of holding on to the past, of feeling stuck. And this can also speak to a need to forgive yourself and a need to just kind of give yourself that compassion and that grace of, I've learned, and part of me learning was me going through a very specific experience, especially if you have lost money, or if maybe, looking back, you weren't spending money in the way that you wanted to. Take that as it resonates. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. So again, disharmony, right? Part of the challenge around finances is disharmony. And I do want to take time to acknowledge that, like, globally speaking, this is a timeless reading. But, like, globally speaking, this is being recorded at the end of May 2025. I think, like, a lot of people, it's almost like something that the collective is going through is some level of money. I don't want to say money troubles, but some level of, like, limitations around money. And again, it's global, right, at this point in time as I'm recording this. And I think most of you are going to watch this as this, shortly after it was recorded. All right, pile number 2. Let's look at your strengths, your talents that can help you out in career, finances. I almost dropped this entire deck, and I do that so much. All right, so for my pile number 2s, what are the strengths? What are the talents that my pile number 2 possesses? All right, pile number 2, the 6 of Swords. I actually really like that 6 of Swords is here. The 4 of Wands, the 4 of Swords, and the 7 of Wands. So pile number 2, when it comes to talents, when it comes to strengths that you have, I love that the 6 of Swords is here, because I think that you are somebody that knows when to move on, that you are someone that knows when it's time to change, to create change. And you're also someone that has the ability to walk away from anything that is not in your highest and greatest good, even if it takes you a little bit, even if it takes a little bit of, like, let me build my courage up, let me build my just like, let me build my sense of just, I can do this, right? Like, the confidence to do it. You are somebody that is quite not only willing, but you are somebody that is going to do what is right by you. And that's the truth here. You're also somebody that is constantly going through personal evolution, and someone that has a lot of, like, growth cycles. So you are not somebody who remains stagnant. That's part of why the reason this 6 of Swords is here. And the 4 of Pentacles, one thing, some of you have, like, strong earth energy. It could be Taurus, it could be Capricorn, Virgo. Taurus and Capricorn are really sticking out. But anyways, part of your strengths is also, like, you are not somebody who is afraid to start from zero, to start from scratch, and to have to figure out what comes next without necessarily having a roadmap of it, right? And I also think that you are somebody who, you invest a lot of time and energy into not only what you love, but the people that you love. So you have people that show up for you, that care for you, and that are going to support you. Pile number 2, you are also someone who, um, you have a very healing energy, and there's almost like this gift of alchemy here. And what is alchemy? You know, transformation, transmutation, taking a situation that is difficult, taking a situation that is challenging, taking something and turning it into its highest potential. So when we talk about alchemy in the spiritual sense, it could be like taking hardship, taking anger, taking sadness, taking grief, and turning it into love, opportunity, truth, um, whatever it is that it wants to come through as. And another thing is pile number 2, you're unstoppable. You're somebody who is always going to keep going. Like, you may take like a break of like, this is hard and I need to kind of ground myself a bit, but you're going to keep going, and no challenge is going to keep you down. No challenge is going to take you out of the game. And you're somebody who has a lot of just, I would say you're somebody who has a lot of grit. Like, you're somebody who has perseverance. You're very reliable, but you're also very for some of you, you are an absolute rebel, and you're going to keep going. And the I think when you are challenged, it almost like lights something up in you that keeps you going. Let's take a look at what the future potential is here. So, based on how things are right now, what's the future potential if you keep going on this path, if you keep working towards what you are working on? Bottom of the deck, we have Justice. We also have the Eight of Swords. We have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Wands. So, pile number 2. I think for you, the future potential, if you keep going down this road, if you do what needs to be done, is that you're going to find a way to get yourself moving, to become unstuck, if you will. And I think there is a level of clarity. There's a level of like aha moment, a level of understanding that is coming through here. And there is an opportunity for you to let go of something from the past, of a tie to the past, of something that almost feels like it keeps you kind of stuck in the past. We also have the Four of Pentacles. So I think in your case, pile number 2, this Four of Pentacles is speaking to stability, having like not only more stability, but when it comes to finances, I think there's a potential here to have like build up your savings account and bring in a lot of abundance into your life, and abundance in a way that feels very stable and that feels very secure, like not something that feels like it's going to be taken from you in the blink of an eye. We also have the Ten of Wands. So there is this opportunity here for you to prioritize and put down a lot of what is no longer yours to carry. Again, there's something here for this group that almost feels like it tethers you to a past, or a past version of yourself, or a past experience that there is an opportunity to let go of. And this is you making progress and moving towards what it is that you want, and something that feels more in alignment with your overall energy and your overall purpose. Let's take a look at career, finances, and this is the Oracle deck. So we're just going to get information, especially for this part. Take it as it resonates, because not every single card may be for every single one. So take the ones that resonate with your specific situation. And we're going to pull a few. Let's see what wants to come out. So for my pile number 2s, what's going on here? Career and finances, anything that I may have missed. What's going on? And these I may not pick them all because some of them are going to stick together. That doesn't mean I want them all. These are just very thin, very sticky cards, if you will. We have legal. You might need, this card just came out for the previous pile. You might have to take care of some legal matters related to financial issues. You could receive money from some kind of legal matter. This is a good time to handle any legal matters involving money. So for anyone that has anything legal ongoing, that could also mean that it's going to turn out fairly. That's how I want to say that. We have comfort. Though you are not exactly rich, you will be living comfortably. This card, this comfort card, we had that 2 of Wands there. I think that's the thing. I think this is a group where you have been comfortable or you are comfortable, but there's something more that's calling your name. You're entering the most comfortable period of your life. Your finances are in a state of balance. New money, something new you've been working on will be very profitable. You should consider creating a new source of income. If you have a money-making idea, do it. Money manager. So this card could indicate your career or finances could take a giant leap forward. Absolutely, pile number 2. Consider careers in money management, banking, accounting, or anything in finance. You can expect a happy outcome when it comes to your finances. I do feel that. Windfall. Ooh, okay, you're getting all the good ones. You're about to receive a windfall of money or pay raise. Money is currently in a positive cycle. This is a great time to treat yourself or make that big purchase. Be very sure that windfall comes in before you do that. We have unethical. Unethical behavior can lead to some serious consequences. Someone is stealing or lying to you about money. Don't sacrifice your morals for money. And I think this is just a reminder to do what you know is right and to remain ethical in all of your dealings with career and money. And I'm not super getting like that message of beware of somebody, but if that resonates with you, take it. I personally don't like to fearmonger, and that feels very fear-mongering because I'm not getting that anywhere else. So we have the past. Yeah, for this group, the past, there's something that has its grip on you. So something from the past is coming back, perhaps an old job or an unfinished project. Look to the past to understand the future, a lesson, an experience, or an old skill. You could be earning or receiving money from something you did in the past. Ooh, and we have writer. Your words have power to influence others. Find out how you can contribute. A career in social media management, book writing, content writing, or blogging could be for you. Use words and visualize it as you write them to manifest more money into your life. So yeah, pile number 2, you could do some manifestation, some affirmations. For some of you, if you're thinking about writing something, that could be what you're being called to do. Maybe it's time to publish something for someone here. Like maybe you've written it. Maybe it's about publishing it now. So we're going to end this here. Once I pull these cards. We're going to end it with this deck here, and we're just asking for any message, and it doesn't have to be just career finances, just in general. Any message that is meant for you at this time. Answer the call from within, and that call is loud, pile number 2. Then we have time for rapid growth. Yeah, things are going to start moving. Stop the cycle is the only way to discover who you are. So what needs to kind of be paused? What needs to be stopped? What needs to be explored? Pile number 2, that is what I have for you. Claim it in the comments. Let's see what your affirmation will be. Is I take a leap of faith in career and finances. I am ready to take a leap of faith in career and finances because you are. Whatever you choose is the right thing for you. But pile number 2, thank you for being here. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video if you think it's worth sharing. All those things that YouTube loves that help the channel grow. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so many blessings, so much love, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the 6 of Wands from the Light Seer's Tarot deck. I'm going to place that right over there. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, I did do a reading breakdown that is going to tell you exactly what is going to be answered during this reading and the format. So I highly suggest that you check that out. It is timestamped below. But for this reading, we are going to be doing live shuffling. So I will shuffle everything on camera, and for this pile, I will be using the Light Seer's Tarot deck, and we're going to start by looking at the current state of your career. So just what's currently happening, and this can serve as confirmation if this is the right pile for you or not. The next question is going to be, what is the current state of your finances? So again, those 2 questions should help you determine if you've picked the right pile. If it does not sound like your current situation, just try choosing a different pile and see if that is for you, or it could just be that there's no message for you in this specific reading. But let's get started. So, pile number 3. Let's check in and see what is the current state of your career. What's going on in your career at this time? Let's see, pile number 3, what do we have here? For my pile number 3's career, what's going on currently? What is the current state of my pile number 3's career? All right, so we are going to do 3 cards to get started, and let's see what we have here. Bottom of the deck, the 2 of Wands. Then we have the 8 of Wands, the Hermit card. There we go. I will fix that in a minute. Okay, I think that looks better. And the Queen of Cups. So pile number 3. I want to see what's underneath this 2 of Wands, the Strength card. So pile number 3, when it comes to the current state of your career, it feels like you're considering a change. It feels like you are considering some level of expansion. For some of you, I'm wondering if you're thinking about like applying for a different position, or if this is like applying to a completely different company. This to me feels like whatever it is that you're doing is okay, but there's more that you want, there's more that you desire, there's more that you are seeking out as far as opportunities. Now, what's interesting here is that we have the 8 of Wands, and I think the 8 of Wands is representing an opportunity or a desire or a call to action that you cannot necessarily ignore. But I think for most of you, what this 8 of Wands is representing is a quick appearing, a quick moving opportunity. I think this is also for some of you the energy that you are in, where you feel like it's time to take action, it's time to do something, it's time to create momentum. Because I do think for this group, currently when it comes to your career, there is momentum building, and it's kind of really picking up steam, if you will. For some of you, this could be that, for some of you, I think there's an opportunity that has shown up, and this could be like maybe you work in a position and there is like a promotion that is up, or you've been kind of checking what's available as far as jobs, or like at different companies, or maybe even in the same company for those of you that work like a 9-to-5 type of situation, and you've noticed that there is something that you're very interested in. So there's almost like this opportunity that is showing up, and this opportunity that is presenting itself to you, and that it's calling for you to act upon it and for you to take action on it. At the same time, we have the Hermit card here. And I think the Hermit card is kind of a push and pull energy that is being created here, because I think that there is this level of, I know that I should do something else, but I think there's also this contemplation of, am I ready? Do I really want to give this a try for some of you? For others of you, the Hermit card is the contemplation that went into you knowing that it was time to move forward and it was time to create some level of change. We have the Queen of Cups here. So the intuition right now is on point. Your intuitive hints, your intuition, your clairvoyance is on point, pile number 3. So if you've been having visions, if you've been having dreams, if you've been having this almost feels like intuitive hints, if I'm honest, or like this inner knowing that there is something on its way to you. Trust and believe that. But I also think that what is happening for my pile number 3s is that there is something that you have asked for that is being granted, or there is a realignment happening in your career that is helping you to be in a place that is more in alignment with your purpose, with your dharma, and with your path, the path that you want to be on. So when it comes to current state, I think that some of you are in a place where you're building up the courage for the next steps. And it could be that you're already taking the steps that you need to take. So again, if this is a job opening or a promotion, you're throwing your hat in and you're putting your name out there. You want to make sure that you are heard. You want to make sure that the opportunity is, that you take advantage of the opportunity. For others of you, this is presenting in a way that you've been doing the introspecting, you've been kind of going within, and now you know that where you are at is no longer working and you are ready for the opportunity. So you are actively not only seeking out the opportunities, but you are taking advantage of the opportunities that are showing up for you. But regardless, for my pile number 3s, there's a level of almost like the stars are aligning at this point in time, whether it's so you make a choice or it's to bring something to you. It's going to be different things for different people for this pile based on where you are at on your personal journey. But that's kind of what's coming in, where it's something is moving and momentum is building. And for some of you, that momentum is something that you are already quite aware of, something that you are already seeing, and something that is available for you to take advantage of. For others of you, the momentum, it's kind of just starting and it's building up. You can't quite see all of everything that wants to show up just yet, but there are things that are showing up. We have the Strength card, we have the Two of Cups. So this opportunity, this thing, this next step in your career that's coming in, because there is movement here. There is a level of movement coming in, especially with this Eight of Wands. This is something that is in alignment with you. This is something that is in alignment with your purpose and with what you are here to achieve. Spirit is helping you. Yeah, we have the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Spirit is helping you. You are being divinely guided at this time. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the dreams. Pay attention to your intuition, to your heart's desires. This is the time to plug in, because there's a boost. There's something that's going to help you get to where you are going even faster. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands. This is almost like if you were like in a video game. All I know as far as video game is like Mario. But if you were in Mario and you get like that boost that speeds you up, that's what this is. Or maybe Sonic. I do know Sonic. Anyways, that is what's coming up for current state for your career, pile number 3. Let's take a look at current financial state. And we just had a thunderstorm that is rolling in and I hear it. So for some of you, there's an opportunity that's going to be very unexpected. And for some of you, what has shown up was very unexpected. Like, it almost feels like it was created for you. And for others of you, it's going to be like a tower moment. Like, this thing is just going to kind of come together for you in some way. But let's take a look at current state for your finances. For my pile number 3s, what's going on with my pile number 3's finances? All right, let's take a look here. My pile number 3s and finances. We have the 9 of Pentacles. So I haven't seen these yet. We're going to get to these shortly. But the 9 of Pentacles being at the bottom of the deck for your finances, that typically speaks to like an upcycle. It speaks to things are going well. Things are unfolding as they should. And things are like things feel good, because the 9 of Pentacles is a card of finance. Like, finances are going well. It's personal achievements, it's milestones, it's celebrations, and it really represents like a sense of bliss and abundance. I want to see what this is. Let's take a look at what these 3 are. We have the 10 of Swords. Yeah, there's a turning point here. Like, whatever difficulties were happening for you, especially financially, it feels like that's over, right? We have the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is the closing of a cycle. It's, you know, the 9 of Swords is when you are in that sense of that nightmare, that fearful thinking, that worst case scenario. The 10 of Swords says, good news is the worst is now behind you. And the good news is that whatever you went through is as bad as it was going to get. So it feels like financially for my pile number 3s, you were in a point, like whatever has been happening for you financially, it could have been like a very difficult situation that you recently went through. For some of you, you may kind of still be at the tail end of that. But the good news here is that it's like the only way to go from here is up. So there's positivity coming in here. The Lovers card. And we have the World card. This is very interesting. Pile number 3, some of these cards, like, I used a different deck, but some of these cards came out for a different pile. Like, these same cards came out for a different pile from a different deck. So it feels, especially because this is finances, I said this in a different pile as well. Right now, collectively speaking, there's a lot of same experience happening in finances. And for you, pile number 3, things are going to get better. I want to see what's underneath. Yeah, there's a transformation happening in your finances. I think for most of you, there is already the recognition that things are getting better, that things are improving when it comes to your finances. And like, there's a difficult period that is coming to an end or has already come to an end, and it's leading you to more financial abundance, more comfort financially. At the very least, it's like I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So it could be that, you know, I'm making more money, or there is this potential of more money coming in. But if I'm honest, because this is like current state, it feels like more money is either already coming in or things are improving financially in some way. And for those of you that are still kind of in this place with this 10 of Swords and this World card where it's like, you know, I'm still in the thick of it, just know that it is going to be improving very, very soon. Again, there's an achievement coming in that's going to lead to more money, and it's going to lead to a transformation. This is a wish fulfillment. This is wish fulfillment, and this is part of your purpose, part of your dharma, and this is in connection with your higher self. And I think this is something that you have been manifesting and working towards. That was a terrible shuffle. Let's try that again. So we are going to look at what the next steps in your career are. So what is the next step you should take in your career? So for my pile number 3s, Next step for my pile number 3s. I think that's, I'll take it. So we have the Temperance card. We also have the Five of Cups. I will look at this and see what's there shortly. We have the Seven of Swords. And we have the Three of Cups. So pile number 3, actually, let's see what's underneath the deck, the Page of Cups. Yeah, a lot of these energies have been repeating themselves throughout the pile, so that's very interesting. Let me just do a slight boom so we could put this in frame. So pile number 3, when it comes to the next steps in your career, it is time to be honest with yourself about what it is that you want to experience, what it is that you want to go after. I also think that this is a good time to network, put yourself out there, reach out to the right people, talk to your friends, talk to previous colleagues, talk to, whoever it is that can help you out in your career. This is a good time to just put like feelers out there, especially if you are in a place that you are looking for a different position, a different job, a promotion. So for example, if you are applying for a promotion or a different position and like it's within your same company or the person that's hiring, it could be worth sending an email out or reaching out and just saying, hey, like I'm interested. I put in my application. It would be, like just put your feelers out there. Or if you're just looking for something completely new and like somebody who works at that company or somebody who has access to kind of be of assistance, it is absolutely okay to put out some sort of communication to really reach out and connect. And also, if you are looking for something and you don't know exactly what it is yet, but people, just like, I'm looking for something, it would be X, Y, and Z. If you see something, let me know. If you know of something, let me know. I think this is a group where like community and support could be very helpful in helping you get to where you want to be. I also want to speak to, like, on this side of things, we have this Five of Cups and this Seven of Swords. So again, this is a time where instead of sitting and just thinking about it or being in your feelings or, not taking action, this is a time where taking action is going to be the most beneficial. Now, I'm not saying, bypass or ignore what's coming up for you, but what I am saying is also make sure that you're trying to prioritize following the intuition and taking advantage of the opportunities. We talked about it, pile number 3. There are opportunities that are showing up for you that are meant for you. And it's essential not to let them pass you by, because what is meant for you cannot be taken from you. But I do think this is a point in time, especially when it comes to career, that it's quite possible that something can pass you and then come back your way, or come back your way in a different form if you do not take advantage of the opportunities. Like, it feels like there is a level of timeliness or a level of just like importance to what to what is showing up and how it's showing up and why it's showing up the way that it is. But also, again, being honest with yourself about where you are at and where you are headed, very important. With the Seven of Swords, to me, this is a card that really speaks to what are my true intentions, what do I want, and how can I be strategic at this point to get from A to B, B to C, C to D. So this is a time of again, taking action, but also being very intentional. And there is going to be an opportunity for you to use your current skill set and blend it or combine it or learn something else. But it almost feels like whatever it is that you're doing currently, you are going to use some of those skills to move into something new. And that's why I think for this group, there's a very good chance it's a promotion for many of you. Let's take a look. Did we look what underneath the page and King of Cups? So this is something that is going to be more in alignment. For some of you, if you've been having issues with coworkers, this is something that is going to be more helpful and less dramatic. Only take that if it resonates, because that's not going to be for everybody. But let's take a look at what are the next steps in when it comes to finances for this group. Next steps when it comes to finances. Bottom of the deck, the Ace of Pentacles. The Devil card. The Empress. And the Hierophant. So for this group, really diving deep into your relationship with money, your beliefs around money, your beliefs around wealth, around abundance. I think that's going to be important. For some of you, there may be beliefs like, money is the root of all evil, or there may be beliefs around, I need to work incredibly hard to make money, or it's impossible for me to make X amount of money. Really diving deep into that, starting with a new mindset. And this is a message that in some capacity has come out for all three piles. So again, this feels like it's part of the collective of just, what is my relationship to money, to finances, to abundance going to be moving forward into this next leg of the journey for me. And it feels like this is a very collective energy. But pile number 3 for you, I also think investing in yourself is one way that you can, one thing that you can do next when it comes to your finances. And that could be like, I'm investing on a book that is going to teach me more about financial management. I am investing in a financial manager. I am going to meet with somebody who can help me kind of come up with a plan as far as what I'm going to do next on my financial journey. For some of you, it feels like some sort of investment is actually going to come back tenfold to you. And it feels like something that is going to help you plan something out, or something that's going to help you learn more about planning. This is also, with the next steps here, it's also about how am I going to use money? How am I going to invest money? How am I going to treat money going forward? Underneath the deck, there are new ideas here. Page of Wands, if you have any ideas on how to make money, really writing them down and exploring them. We have the Empress card here that is all about creation. That is a card that speaks to, birthing something, bringing something to life, creating something new. And I think for my pile number 3s, it's this new stream of income. For some of you, it could be that you're also starting like a side project, you are investing in something, or like we've been talking about, this could very well be just like a different job, a promotion. And I want to say, if you are getting a different job, like a promotion, there is more money here. That is coming through loud and clear. Like, this doesn't feel like it's going to be like the same amount of pay. This feels like this would be more money, more opportunities. And I also think it could be like just more abundance in how you feel, not just like monetary abundance. But there's something for this group, because we have the 7 of Swords, we have the Devil card, we have the Hierophant. There's something for this group about being honest with yourself, like not lying to yourself, seeing things for what they are. And it's coming up for career, and it's coming up for finances. So whatever that means to you, if anything, because take it as it resonates. That's something to explore as well. And I also think for this group, the next steps when it comes to finances is identifying what is good for you personally, financially. Like what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what can help you, what is not helping you. Let's take a look at any challenges that you may have around career at this time. So we're looking at challenges around career. So what, if anything, do you need to be aware of as far as challenges around career? Let's take a look here for my pile number 3s. What are the challenges around career? Let's take a look. We're going to do 3 for that one as well. We have the 4 of Wands, 7 of Cups. These cards are moving all over the place. I will fix them momentarily. The 4 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. So when it comes to challenges around career, this is driving me crazy because I want to fix them and they keep moving. Every time I fix one, the other one messes up. So we have the 4 of Wands. Let's start there. And as far as any challenges around career, the 4 of Wands typically speaks to like reaching a milestone, getting somewhere, like a celebration, reaching a point of celebration and getting to the next step. But we're talking about a challenge. And when we're talking about the 4 of Wands as a challenge or as an obstacle, it can really talk about like a lack of harmony, disharmony, and feeling disconnected. So when it comes to any challenges around career, it could be like, even though the opportunities are there, maybe you're not fully connected, maybe you are not fully reading the signs, and you're not fully seeing the path forward. We also have the 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups is a card of choices, but it can talk about indecision, right? What do I do? So I think for my pile number 3s, it could be that you have more than one opportunity available to you. So it could be that multiple opportunities show up and it's going to be up to you to choose the right one. And due to that reason, there could be a level of indecision. And I keep getting this for this group. There does feel like there is a level of you need to jump on something. You need to take advantage of something. And there could be a fear of making the wrong choice that kind of gets in the way of making a choice, period. So you want to be a bit mindful of that. And here's a reminder that there is no right or wrong answer. All the paths are going to take you to the final destination. They're going to take you to where you were meant to be. It's just that some paths are easier than others or more enjoyable than others, but you can always course correct if you choose something that is not in alignment with what you want to experience. We also have the 4 of Cups, and I think something to be very mindful of, pile number 3, is just don't allow yourself to be pessimistic or to focus on what can go wrong. And also, be careful with apathy, right? If you're feeling like apathetic, if you get to the point where you kind of don't know what to do and it freezes you and it almost like creates this frozen state of who cares, I'm just going to kind of hang out here because I know what to expect and it's going to work out. Be very careful with that because it can create stagnancy and it can in some way block the blessings that are trying to come in for you. So even if you don't know what the right answer, and I'm going to do the quotations, right answer is or right choice is, you get to discover that for yourself and you get to explore what that is. And with the 3 of Pentacles being here, I do think for this group, especially when it comes to career, even in finances, being able to like reach out to your network, being able to kind of put yourself out there, and whether it's friends or people, coworkers, colleagues, putting yourself out there and allowing yourself to make connections and allowing yourself to say, like, here's what I'm looking for. If you know of anything, reach out to me. Or I've thrown in my application. I know you work at this company. Can you put in a good word for me? Or, I need a reference. Like, don't feel like you have to figure everything out on your own. Pile number 3, because it feels like there's a community around you. There is some sort of support around you that you would be able to take advantage of if you allow yourself to do it, if you don't let ego get in the way. And I think that the help would be freely and gladly given to you. But let's take a look at any challenges around finances. So when it comes to finances, anything that can come up, any challenges that can come up around finances, or any challenges that are already existing around finances. And we're going to do 3 cards. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. Let's see what else we have. We also have the 7 of Wands. Oh, very interesting. The Magician as a challenge and the 2 of Cups as a challenge. So let's talk about it. Let's start with the Ace of Wands. So as far as a challenge that I think is possibly coming up or is already existing when it comes to finances, I think there are some blockages and like just this feeling of not maybe being very inspired, which would make sense if you've been struggling financially. It could be that you're like drained, you're exhausted, you just don't know what to do next or how to approach this. Because we also have the 7 of Wands. And with the 7 of Wands being here, it almost feels like you are in survival mode, or you are feeling like you have to defend yourself, or like you have to put a lot of energy and deplete your energy when it comes to finances. So again, it would make sense, especially if you were recently dealing with like that 10 of Swords energy, that world energy in your finances, that there's some level of like just feeling challenged, feeling overwhelmed, and feeling like it's almost creating stagnancy, right? Because it's not allowing money to flow. It's very constricted energy. So it's not allowing money to flow in a way that feels like it's helping it's helping the flow, and it's helping the surrender and the flow of abundance itself. We also have the Magician. So the Magician, when it's talking, when it comes up as a challenge, when it comes up as an obstacle, it absolutely can speak to like unused potential. It can speak into like to just like, again, that blocked energy that keeps coming up here. So I do think there's a level of something that can be done to improve finances, something that can be done to empower yourself that maybe isn't being explored. And again, for this group, I would not be surprised if that includes, like, again, a financial advisor, a financial manager, somebody who has experience who can help you, someone who, like a professional in some sort of finance field that can help and can assist in bringing forward like a solution that maybe you haven't thought of, or maybe is out of your expertise. And also, receptivity is important for this group, right? Like being receptive to money, being receptive to receiving help, to love, to like receptivity, creating the flow of abundance, because abundance is not just financial. We are talking about career and finances, but like abundance is not only about finances. abundance is a state of being, and allowing yourself to receive. So there is a level of just going through the healing of what money previously looked and felt like, especially for those of you that were in a very difficult financial position, or you still are in a difficult financial position. It's important to deal with the emotional healing from that as well. Let's take a look at your strengths and talents. And this is like just your strengths and talents that you possess, but also strengths and talents that can help you moving forward when it comes to, career, finances, just what your skill set, what your strengths, your talents are. Let's take a look. It's going to be that one. Bottom of the deck, what do we have? The Three of Swords. These cards keep moving today. We have the Death and Rebirth card. We have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Two of Swords. So, pile number 3, when it comes to your strengths, I actually want to see what's underneath here. Page of Pentacles. So, when it comes to your strengths for, and these are just in general, but as things that you can apply to career and finances, you are not somebody who is willing to accept loss and just give up. You're not somebody who's just going to give up on life. You're not somebody who's just going to give up on creating the right opportunity for yourself. You're also someone who feels things deeply. And I think part of that actually makes you someone who prioritizes self-awareness and healing. Like, you are somebody who really wants to be the best version of yourself, and who's going to show up and do the work to make sure that you are doing what is best for you and what is best for the people in your community or the people in your life. With the Death and Rebirth card, you are somebody who goes through many transformations. I think you are also somebody who does quite well in situations that can seem chaotic or overwhelming to other people. I do think for this group, you could be a very good people manager. You could be somebody who works well under high stress. I do also think you can be somebody who is very detail oriented. You are very intelligent, and I think that you are very good at calling out patterns and identifying patterns, but also bringing change to the spaces that need change. So you are not somebody who's going to do things the way that they've been done just because that's the way that they've been done. You are always trying to find new solutions, new ways of doing things that is more efficient and that is more productive for the, for the whole, just for yourself and for the people that you work with or for the people that you offer a service to. I also think that you are somebody who can be you can be very enthusiastic. You can be very creative. And I think you can be very innovative and find new ways of doing things. And I also think that you are somebody that, even though you struggle with indecision, if you have to make a choice, you will make a choice. Even if you're going through a time where you're not fully sure of what needs to be done or what comes next, you are willing to chance it and to take your best, make the choice that you can with the information that you have, make the best choice. And that is a gift. That is a strength that you have. It's if push comes to shove, I will move forward. I will do what I think is best, and I'm going to see it all the way through. But let's take a look at what is the future potential here. So if you keep going down this path, what is the future potential? What can happen here for you? Career and finances, what is the future potential here? I know the 3 that I want, and there's 1 or 2 that are getting in the way of it. Bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Pentacles. So Pile number 3, I think one of the future potentials is like stability, especially when it comes financially, but in career as well, like feeling safe and secure, feeling stable. The 3 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the Strength card. So your future potential here in career and finances, I think the potential here is to grow and expand and to manifest exactly what you desire and exactly what you envision. So I would say for this group, get really clear about what it is that you want, and it's almost like careful what you wish for, not in a fear-mongering way, but like in a way of just be very mindful of what you are asking for, because there's a very good chance for this group what you're asking for is going to be granted in exactly the same way that you've been asking for it. So allowing yourself to get clear about where you are going, because part of the future potential here is for you to outgrow a space that has been restricting you and for you to manifest exactly what you want financially, but also when it comes to career and work. And I also think that part of what's coming through here as far as potential is you reaching the point where you feel more confident and you are more willing to not only step out of the comfort zone and take a leap of faith, but you are more willing to like ask for what you deserve. And that could be like, you know, I'm asking for a raise because I know the type of work that I do. I'm asking for this promotion because I know what I bring to the table. So this is like you advocating for yourself and you showing up and asking for what you deserve. And not only asking for it, but receiving it as well. There's a lot of progress to be made here for this group. Let's take a look. So we are going to pull in a career and finances oracle deck, and I'm going to pull some cards. So for this portion especially, just be very mindful to take what resonates. And that is true of the entire reading, but especially when it comes to these oracle cards, because some of them are very specific. But anything that I may have missed for my pile number 3s, anything that my pile number 3s need to know that I may have missed. Let's see what we have here, pile number 3. That feels about right. Let's see underneath the deck, patience. Divine timing is at hand. It will require having faith while you are shown the way. Remember, we had that Knight of Swords and we had that Eight of Wands. This is absolutely true. And I think the energy is actually going to move faster than what you think, but it still requires patience. You may feel tired and out of balance. The universe is forcing you to rest and recover. Money may be slow coming in or unsatisfied with your finances. I think this is more talking about divine timing, but take that as it resonates. And I think some of you have been in like that, just money being slow and coming in. We have the windfall card. So you're about to receive a windfall of money or pay raise. Money is currently in a positive cycle. This is a great time to treat yourself or make that big purchase. So again, things are going to improve. We have gift. Someone might give you a gift, lend you money, or help you in some way. Again, that energy of a helper coming in. Don't block your blessings, pile number 3. You could get a cash bonus at work. You have natural talents, gifts, and abilities just waiting to be discovered. Explore them. And you do have a lot of skills and gifts. We have control. Try to be a little bit more flexible and allow the universe to work its magic. Don't lose out on opportunities because it didn't come in the form that you wanted it to. Again, that sense of an opportunity can come in and you can either pass it up or take it. Sometimes blessings come in disguise. Stay open-minded to see the potential. We have comfort. Though you're not exactly rich, you will be living comfortably. You're entering the most comfortable period of your life. Your finances are in a state of balance. And I think you will be very comfortable very soon. if you're not already. Look at this card, the Be a Sport. Again, there's some sort of help coming in, being sent your way. You are being asked to have more fun or focus on being a team player. You could be great at any sport career or in the field of health and fitness. Improve your finances by considering working as a team or doing collaborations. But also don't be afraid to ask for help. Then we have loss. Expect some financial turmoil in the near future. A job loss could make it difficult to keep control of your money. You will have to work really hard to make ends meet. And I think because the 10 of Swords was there in the World card, when we checked when we checked on your finances, I think this is the energy that you were in. Take that as it resonates. And then we have trust. The universe is asking you to trust your needs will be met. There is a spiritual reason why you're experiencing this cycle. This is a good time to connect with your spirit guides. So again, that helper energy keeps coming through. For some of you, it could be about working with your spirit team, but I think for most of you, it also includes some sort of person coming in to help if you allow them to. We're going to get some additional cards, and this is going to be anything that I've missed, anything that you need to know, any message that is meant to find you at this time. For my pile number 3s, what's going on here? I'm hearing actually 3 cards for you. Let's do it. All right. Bottom of the deck, let's see what we have. Abundance and prosperity. Things are going to get easier. There's abundance and prosperity on its way if it hasn't already found you. Face the problem head on. So deal with things head on. Whatever comes up, face it. Then we have open your mind to a new perspective. So how can you look at things differently? How can you expand and open your mind to seeing a different side of something? You have planted your seeds, allow them to grow. Yeah, because I think pile number 3, there's something already on its way to you, and it's going to lead you to more blessings. That's what I keep getting. Pile number 3, claim it in the comments. I am open for my blessings. I am open for my blessings. I am open to receive my blessings. That sounds better. But pile number 3, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Share the video if you think it's worth sharing. Don't forget to vote in the poll for next week's reading. Thank you for being here. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye for now.